Monkeys on Typewriters.
So just prepare to...
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm going to be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
That must be Jervis with them. Shoot me down.
That train is off the tracks.
Who doesn't love the bouncy castle?
Hitler. Just prepare to... just prepare to be awash in undebeatable goodness. Welcome, Pacers fans. You are listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast and member of the Almighty Baller Podcast Network. This is episode 240, coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm your host, Joey Gaffrida, the man behind the dials and season ticket holder. This show, we're talking about the Hall of Fame elections, playing the NBA name game. We got fan mail in about the coaches and GMs being ranked. We got my stat of the week, and we're answering an undegoogleable question. Joining me are our three analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast. First from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., it's the doctor, Jason Triplett.
What is up, Pacers fans? What is up, Undebeatables? Two shout-outs. First, shout-out to the Mississippi State Lady Bulldogs, I guess that's what they are, who took down UConn, snapped their 111-game win streak.
Wow.
To advance to the finals. And I'm assuming they won. So let's just congrats on your first title. I think they're playing South Carolina in the championship, or they played as you're listening to this Sunday. So, second shout out, I want to shout out to the chairman and his wife, the vice chairman, the chairwoman. They have been excellent in helping me out with this knee surgery and taking care of the dog and stuff like that. And I don't thank them enough, so we'll do it here. And, I really appreciate it. So,
shout out.
Definitely good people, for sure. Speaking of good people, from Indianapolis, Indiana, he's our in-house bartender, mixing up the drinks and the crappy jingles, John Colson.
When you said good people, I thought you skipped to Harper. Switch it up this week, maybe.
I'm not that cruel.
What is up, Pacer Nation? Shout out to everybody who helped celebrate my birthday. It was a wonderful day, I'm assuming.
From Eugene, Oregon, out west, he's our enforcer, John Harper.
What up, fellas? Got to shout out my Oregon Ducks. Lost on Saturday to perhaps eventual championship Tar Heels. We'll find out, I suppose. Really great season from them. Lost one of their best players in early March, Chris Boucher, and had to go without. And a special shout out to Jordan Bell, who took this loss really hard, had a couple of chances to block out on some missed free throws. But there's no way they would have been in that position without him. Pulled down 16 boards in that game and really played great. So shout out to Jordan Bell. Shout out to the Ducks. We'll get him next year.
Yeah.
So NBA Hall of Fame voting just finished up, and but a couple we want to talk about. George McGinnis, former Pacer from back in the day, 88 day. It's in. Very exciting. It's big news. Another Pacer in the Hall of Fame. It took a long time, but he's finally in there. Definitely one of the more deserving players that has just not been in yet. So congratulations to George McGinnis.
Yeah, McGinnis was a MVP of the ABA in 74-75. That season averaged 29.8 points a game, 14.3 rebounds, and 6.3 assists.
Jeez.
And 2.6 steals, and almost a block a game. That is some balling, man.
That's amazing.
And I had just, the Pacers had retired his number a long time ago, and I just assumed that he was already in the Hall of Fame. So
I did as well.
When I saw this headline, I was like, wait, what? But interestingly, Basketball Reference does this thing where they do your odds to make the Hall of Fame, or what do they call it? They call it Hall of Fame probability, and McGinnis was at a 1.1%. So
really,
yeah. I guess because he hasn't,
because it had been
inducted
so
for
long.
Yeah.
Another guy that made a non-Pacer, Tracy McGrady, gets in. I was a little surprised by this one. Never a big winner in the playoffs. Definitely good regular season scorer. Did some crazy things here and there, but he gets in too without as much success under his belt. Colson, what do you think about him getting in?
Well, when he retired, I think we did like a whole segment on him on the pod. This was 5 years ago. It was our first season, and I think we decided as a unit that he would not make the Hall of Fame. So this is a big shock to me. I mean, I guess when you add up his numbers and stuff, like he's. I don't know. I got nothing. The fact that George McGinnis took 40 years to get in, and we're just automatic for Tracy McGrady. Like this is blowing my mind a little bit. I don't want to throw shade on Tracy McGrady. Nice basketball player, good career, but I didn't really feel like he had a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I mean, he made 7 All-NBA teams, which is pretty good, and 7 All-Star teams. He also played for 7 different teams. Mm-hmm. It's not often that you see Hall of Famers bounce around the league that much. But, maybe more and more we're going to see that as the people that are in the free agent era sort of are starting to get inducted. But career PER of 22, though. It's pretty solid.
That's impressive. He was on the team, was the second longest winning streak, I think now third longest winning streak in NBA history with those Houston Rockets. Mm-hmm. That probably went into his resume for the Hall of Fame.
I do want to say I'm pretty sure. I feel like our prediction when he retired was that he would make it in. It would just take him 5 years.
Like 5 years from his eligibility. Like this was the first time he was eligible.
Yes,
right?
first year of eligibility.
We didn't think he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Basically,
yeah, that's kind of the surprising thing. Like Chris Webber, also a finalist this year, got passed.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you'd think with Chris Webber's, like, college stuff, it would help him. I mean, Tracy McGrady was right out of high school, right? Well, no, but being on the Fab Five and stuff, like...
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think part of the argument for T-Mac is his popularity, right? Sure. So, yeah. I mean, I agree with what the Fab Five meant for college basketball. It's hard to see passing him over for a basketball, not NBA Hall of Fame, right?
Right. But what do I know?
Colson, we now have a new segment that we know very little about, except all I know is it's called the NBA Nickname Game. Are you going to surprise us again this week?
I am. Pause for jingle.
NBA Nickname Game! NBA Nickname Game! NBA Nickname Game! NBA Nickname Game! NBA Nickname Game!
No, I've kept you all in the dark. I'm very excited about this game. Because the Pacers have been bad, I've had some energy for other things. And I listened to a show called Ask Me Another. It's on NPR. You should pick it up on podcasts. It's a great show. And one of their segments is called This, That, or the Other. And I've completely stolen it. I'm just going to go ahead and give them credit. What that segment is, what that game is they give you 3 categories, and you have to decide which category it lands in when I give you something, right? So basically, this week, the NBA name game, I'm going to also give you categories of G.I. Joe characters and bad 80s movies. So I'm gonna say a name, and then you're gonna tell me whether it's an NBA nickname, a G.I. Joe character, or a bad 80s movie. Okay?
Okay.
You guys ready?
I think so.
Do we buzz in, or do we just yell?
Yeah. Just I suppose we could do points, but we'll do points. Just shout it out if you know.
You love points.
I love
you
points.
You get to use your cow.
We'll do the cow. Okay, so I worked very hard. I didn't do that much research, but I tried to make things that were a little.
So you worked
bit
very hard for
unclear.
like 10 minutes. Is that what?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Basically, I did a little bit of fact checking to make sure that these things didn't overlap. For example, Cobra, right? That is a G.I. Joe character, a bad 80s movie, and also Trevor Ariza's NBA nickname. So I'm not going to give that one. I don't want a confusion. So if there's stuff that's confusing,
It's not confusing.
For example,
any answer would have been right. I need that.
I think you needed that
I need
one.
that question.
Right.
For another example is Breaker. It is a G.I. Joe character, and also Breaker is a bad 80s movie about starring Chuck Norris about an 18-wheel truck driver. So I'm not going to ask you that one.
And you're telling me this was a bad movie? Awesome.
It sounds amazing. I know.
What if it's a good 80s movie? Does that not count?
This came from, I suppose I should shout out this, G. Monty, in his list of 200 worst movies of the 1980s. So,
Okay.
All right. So I think we've got all our ducks in a row here. Go ahead and give you one of these things, and you tell me which one it is. The Rooster.
I'd say it's an NBA player. Do we have to know who it is?
You are correct. You don't have to know who it is. That's
Perfect,
not required.
because I don't.
Gallinari is called the Rooster. Apparently, that's
Why
his
in the
nickname.
world is he called the Rooster? It's got to be, I guess, the hair. Did he used to have like a faux hawk or something?
He did.
That's right.
Yes, for sure he did. Well done. All right, Joey. On the board. Cyborg.
That's a G.I.
G.I.
Joe.
Joe.
I hope it's not as G.I. Joe, because it is a bad 80s movie starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, that's
a martial
right.
artist hunts a killer in a plague-infested urban dump of the future. So
they accurately predicted 2017.
This was a documentary, you say?
That's right. Dungeon Master.
I'm guessing that's a movie.
I'm really hoping it's not an NBA player.
It's a bad 80s movie. A demonic wizard challenges a modern day computer programmer to a battle of technology versus sorcery. Seems like we should probably see that one. Torpedo.
That's definitely a G.I. Joe.
That is correct. That is G.I. Joe character. Were you a big G.I. Joe fan?
I love G.I. Joe. I still
Do you?
love G.I. Joe.
Nice. All right. Lonely God.
Gotta be a movie.
I hope that's not a player.
It is an NBA nickname. That is Jimmer Fredette.
What?
Yeah, apparently the Chinese love him and have called him the Lonely God.
Oh, China, thank you so much for that.
Black Falcon.
Bad movie.
G.I. Joe character.
Joe, you got
it
to
is
NBA player.
NBA
It's
player.
a NBA player.
Yes.
Really?
Harrison Barnes is called the Black Falcon.
Who calls him
It always
that?
comes. It always comes back
This
to
is off
Falconer.
Wikipedia. I can't say that any.
reference. Yeah.
Yeah, basketball.
This is what happens when you let people write their own wiki pages. That's what happens.
All right, Link.
G.I. Joe.
Actually, a bad '80s movie.
Really?
A zoology student must try to outsmart a murderous and super intelligent orangutan. I really want to see these movies now. This is great.
Did this movie have a writer?
It writes itself, Joey. Okay, Blowtorch.
G.I. Joe.
Sticking with G.I.
Yes,
Joe.
G.I. Joe. Well done. Deep Six.
Also G.I. Joe.
Movie.
G.I. Joe. Well done.
I was hoping that was a player.
Okay, the Brazilian Blur.
Oh, and that's an NBA. That's,
Leandro Barbosa.
Barbosa. Well done. Sergeant Slaughter.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe is correct. G-Force.
80s movie.
G.I. Joe.
NBA player.
NBA player is correct.
Wow.
Gerald
McGinnis.
Wallace
Oh.
is the
Gerald
G-Force.
He has another name, Crash, I think.
Crash, yes. This is other. That's a movie, but it's not an 80s movie. So,
Good call. And not bad. That's
Right.
a whole nother thing. It's Oscar-winning movies.
Hawk the Slayer.
I feel like there was definitely a Hawk G.I. Joe, but he wasn't named Hawk the Slayer. So I'm going movie.
That is correct. With the aid of his companions, a man seeks to defeat his evil brother who has taken a nun hostage.
God.
All comes
What a
back to
decade.
falconry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black President.
I hope that's an NBA player. I'm going with that.
I hope it's an
That's
That's
an
a
NBA
movie.
player.
It's a bad movie.
No, it's an NBA player. Gilbert Arenas.
Yes.
Black President.
No, he was Agent Zero.
He was also that. He's got multiple names.
If he was president, the world would be such a hilarious place. There would be casualties.
Poop in all the shoes.
And a gun for every child.
Yeah.
Iron Eagle.
Oh, movie.
Joe.
Great movie.
Oh
Definitely
yeah,
a movie.
it was a movie.
Definitely a
With
movie.
Lou Gossett Jr.
Lou Gossett,
That is
baby.
correct.
Was this like a Top Gun style?
Yes. Poor
yeah.
man's Top Gun.
A daring young pilot launches a rescue mission when his Air Force veteran father is shot down and captured over enemy territory.
Lots
But
of
they-
really bad flashbacks. Like,
Yeah. But they had, instead of volleyball, they had like a squash scene or something.
It was tetherball. Yeah.
Even better.
Let's see. Short Fuse.
I'm hoping
NBA
player.
G.I. Joe character.
really?
No.
Interesting.
The anger problems, right?
Not a good name for your demolition guy.
Arms dealer.
Movie.
I hope that. Oh, I'm thinking G.I. Joe.
That's a G.I. Joe character. It's the worst name. I'm going NBA player.
Yeah, that's Hassan Whiteside.
What?
Because his name's Hassan, that's messed up.
Yeah, why is that his name?
Racist.
Well, I thought he was because he had long arms for all his blocking shots. That's what I was going with.
Sure.
I guess.
Sure.
You could just pick another one so it didn't sound bad.
The French Chef.
I'm taking This is
80s movie.
I'm going NBA player. This is a crappy name for Gobert or something.
It's a crappy name for Boris Diaw.
Or
Okay.
Diaw. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it because he's French.
That's right. That's right. Okay, Megaforce.
Going G.I. Joe.
Gotta be G.I. Joe, right?
I'm hoping NBA player.
It is a bad 80s movie.
Ah.
Story about a rapid deployment defense unit that is called into action whenever freedom is threatened.
So, like, all the time.
They are working overtime now, man.
Starring Barry Bostwick and Michael Beck. Those classic actors.
Thespian superstars.
The Crisco Kid.
Oh my god. NBA,
NBA
player?
player.
Yeah, can we guess who, though?
Somebody fat?
John
Yeah,
Stockton.
somebody
Oh,
fat.
somebody fat. I was thinking somebody slippery.
Charles Barkley.
That's what I was going to go with. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's hysterical.
I was totally going to guess that, but I was like, nah, I'd know if someone had done that to Charles.
Dancing Bear.
All the Rockets players.
All the mascots.
I'm going G.I. Joe.
I really want this to be an 80s movie, but it's in fact Draymond Green.
Really?
I thought he was called Old Pinchy. Or that's Harden, I guess.
Yeah,
He's
he's
called the Lobster. Old Pinchy.
Crazy Legs.
basketball.
NBA player.
That's Draymond Green.
Yeah, exactly. We've already had Draymond Green. That's a G.I. Joe character.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah. One final one here. Firewalker.
Bad movie.
A pair of adventurers try to track down an ancient Aztec, Mayan, Egyptian, Apache hoard of gold. Starring Chuck Norris and Louis Gossett Jr.
Oh, there we go.
This
Full
is a
circle.
wild
Bring it back.
ancient conspiracy.
I thought you were going to say Chuck Norris and Louis Scola. So I would watch that movie. Also, why so much different gold?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Maybe it's ambiguous in the movie. Maybe all of those people hoarded their gold together. I think we just need to watch to find out.
Secret Nazi plot, maybe? I don't know.
Gotta love NBA nicknames.
So who won?
I'm giving Joey you one.
Okay.
Yay.
I think that seems fair. I'm expecting an unmarked package to come soon with glitter. And
No, I'm
what
actually
might
just going to
be-
send you all of those movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
And then
we
you
could
have to do
a-
reviews of them.
We could do a show per bad movie.
Joey's favorite activity.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was watching movies. And it sounds like Harper can send you all the action figures from
Okay.
the G.I. Joe characters.
Actually, no, my nephew has them because I totally kept all my G.I. Joes. My brother-in-law was also super into G.I. Joes. So they've been passed on to the next generation.
Nice.
Have you guys seen the G.I. Joe PSAs on YouTube?
Oh, it's been a long time. Because
Yeah.
knowing is half the battle.
Well, so somebody took those old, like the PSAs they did, and they redubbed them and made them just bizarre and hilarious. So I will get a link to you so we can watch this again. They are just
Yes,
it's
please.
a good use of your time.
Yes, please.
It's a good use of your time.
It really is.
When you're not
I laughed.
watching Pacer basketball. This
I
week.
laughed so hard. With that.
Or like just
Or
to,
preferably when you are.
yeah, I was gonna say like something
When
to
you need
cheer
an
you
escape
up during
from
the
bad
game.
Pacers basketball.
Well, I hope that game cheered us up. That was fun. Appreciate you letting me hijack the show with that.
Nice work, Coleman.
NBA playoffs. We only got a couple more months of NBA playoffs, so
Drink it in.
yeah. But I'm excited. It'll be good. But until Monday, you can find us on Twitter. We are at Undebeatables. We're on Facebook.com/The Undebeatables. Give us a little thumbs up there if you like us. We are on the Undebeatables.com. There's a Facebook, or there's not a Facebook. I don't do the Facebook.
We don't have Facebook anymore?
No, we have Facebook, but not on the Undebeatables.com. There's a contact form there. You can send us all a message. You can review us on iTunes, and that helps new listeners find our show. And we got some T-shirts for sale as well.
For our once and always coach, Bobby Leonard, now in the same Hall of Fame as Tracy McGrady. Turn out the lights, the party's over.
I bet T-Mac can't even sing like Slick.
Nobody can sing like Slick.
Yeah, nobody can sing like Slick. And that's a good thing.
He does far better than I do, I must say.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
He's a Hall
poor
of Famer.
guy.
I mean,
What's that?
he's a Hall of Famer. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
I mean, you just got to put in another 30 years of doing this, and then maybe.
Just practicing.
Yep.
That's right.
You gotta get there and just grind, man. You gotta grind out there every day on the microphone.
You turn those lights out over and over and over again.
I got a million of these. We could do this every week. Shanghai Surprise. What do you think?
It's Yao Ming.
No. I actually, all of the Yao Ming stuff is so racist. I didn't even put one of them in. It was so bad. But no, that's a bad '80s movie. Shanghai Surprise.
Which I'm sure was not racist at all.
Sure.
They actually showed in diplomacy school this is the way to communicate with the Chinese.